Hey, beautiful. Welcome to the Mindset with Mary podcast. I'm your host, Mary. And here we teach busy minds how to live their most authentic life, how to gain confidence, and how to step into their power. Girl, if you've got a busy mind, then stay tuned because each week we're going to dive into topics like mindfulness, resilience, goal setting, self-empowerment, sharing tips and stories to help you navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence. If you're ready to unlock your full potential and create a life you love, grab a cup of coffee, find a cozy spot, and let's embark on this journey of growth and transformation together. Welcome to Mindset with Mary. Hey, beautiful. Thank you so much for tuning in. In today's episode, we are going to talk all about how to cultivate self-love. But quick little disclaimer, I am sitting outside at my camping spot, my parents' property in the southwest desert of southern Utah, and I'm just so grateful to be here. However, the sound of this episode, we just fingers crossed with this little tiny microphone that I have, just comes across so smooth. It's windy outside, and it wasn't like 10 seconds ago, but building resilience here, and I'm just going to keep going and hope that, everything is going to work out just as it's supposed to. So again, fingers crossed that the sound is good, and that if you're listening to this through your stereo system, wherever you are, maybe you're traveling to and from work, maybe you're on a walk, maybe you are, just sitting at home, relaxing, enjoying a podcast, or maybe you're cleaning your house, whatever it is. I hope that this sound comes through good enough so that you can hear this message, because I truly think that this is something that is so impactful for all of us. We talk so much about self-love on the internet, and I sometimes think that we are, and myself included, very confused about what self-love truly means. And so I want to give you my perspective of what it is, what it isn't, how we can really cultivate it so that we can manifest our goals and dreams so much more effortlessly and really just live our best damn life. But before I dig into today's episode, I just want to remind you that I'm doing a free self-love challenge on November for, wow, that came out a little bit sloppy, on November 4th. So if that's something that you are interested in, please go sign up. I would love to help support you if self-love is something you're wanting to cultivate more of, and just get to be a part of a beautiful community of women who are strong, amazing, seeking to reach their goals. And you get to be a part of that. And that energy in itself is just so freaking amazing. Getting to be a part of something that is so much bigger than yourself. So please go sign up. The link is in the bio. So let's dig in. The first thing I really just want to talk about, I'm trying to pull this up. Oh my goodness, my phone's about to die. All right, resilience. We're going to keep going. I have my notes on my phone, so we're just fingers crossed that everything is in alignment and this was all meant to be. And if not, we're just going to go with that too. Okay, so what is self-love? The first thing I want to hope you understand is that self-love, it's not self-care. It's not going to take a bubble bath or just relaxing on a day that you feel stressed. While that is an amazing thing to do for yourself, and self-love will help you learn to take care of yourself more, it's not self-love. Self-love is unconditional. It's the love you feel for someone else, maybe a child, a spouse, a mom, a dad. It's that unconditional feeling of no matter what they do wrong, no matter what mistakes, failures, whether they're doing their best or not doing their best, that you still love them with your whole heart. That's what self-love is, but it's for you. And understanding that you get to have that love just like you have it for others. So, and just to really clarify here, self-love is also not self-indulgence. It's not this I get to eat whatever I want. It's not, I get to drink whatever I want. I get to, do all of these things because this is what I want. And so this is what I'm going to do. No, 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 no. It's how you would be with a child. It's, hey, we made a mistake. Here's what we can do better. But with that comes compassion. So much compassion and understanding that you can help guide yourself through it. That's what self love is. It's looking at yourself in the mirror and going, holy cow, you are so freaking beautiful. Holy cow, you are just rocking this life. You're doing so good. You're doing the whole mom thing right. You're doing the whole career thing right. You're doing the whole business thing right. And you're just so amazing. That's self love. So, hopefully, that really makes sense in what that definition of self love truly is. Because I think on the internet, we see a lot of things like, oh, self love, and you see somebody in a bathtub with a glass of wine. Now that's amazing. And you should definitely do that. And you should watch movies with a glass of wine on the couch and, have your me time and go get your nails done, go get pampered. Like, those are amazing things, and you need that for your mental health. However, it's so much deeper. Self love is so, so, so much deeper. Self care is just a surface level of self love. So I'll dig more into that here in a minute. The next thing I really want you to understand is self love is not confidence. While self love will help you cultivate confidence, it's not confidence. And the reason why is because confidence is a belief that you are capable, that you can succeed. On the other hand, self love is loving yourself no matter what the outcome is, whether you succeed, whether you fail. So you have to understand that those two are different. Having confidence is great, it's not self love. So I want you to kind of just take a minute and recognize the pattern here: self care and confidence. Both of those things are related to self love, but they're more surface level. Self love is a deep, deep, deep connection. And the more you learn to love yourself, the more confident you can be, the more you can understand that you need to take care of yourself. The more you actually start to go after the things that you want. Because when you love yourself, when you make a mistake, you're going to be so much more understanding. You're not going to be mean. You're not going to beat yourself up. Because it's more like raising a child. It's like this understanding of, hey, sweetie, like, okay, that probably wasn't the best choice, but you know what? Like, we live and we learn. And what's something else you could have done that would have made you feel more empowering? You help yourself learn to manage your emotions. You really start to see that on a deeper level, you are worthy of being treated just like you would treat your own child, just like you would your own spouse, just like you would, your favorite best friend. You don't beat them up. You don't beat yourself up. That's not unconditional love. It's so much deeper. Hopefully, this is really starting to make sense. All right, moving on. I really want to just also help you understand why self care isn't and why confidence isn't. I'm going to just go deep here for just a few seconds. I love my mom. My mom is an amazing mom. She was always there to take care of me. And she was confident in me. However, when I made mistakes, when I failed, especially as a teenager, because I made a lot of mistakes. I smoked a lot of pot and I, did the whole teenager rebellion thing where it was like, Mom, I love him. And hung out with crappy, shitty friends who did not support me. But instead of still seeing me as this amazing child that I was of hers, I became this child that was just a pain in the ass for her, one that she didn't want to deal with. And yes, I have that same feeling about my teenage girls. Sometimes you don't want to deal with it, but you're still there on that emotional level of unconditionalness. I didn't get that. I got ignored. My mom didn't even look me in the eyes when I made mistakes. That was hard. That was hard. So I didn't learn self love. And I know a lot of people out there have gone through this too. Because there's something about that generation above us where I'm a millennial. I don't know where you're at in life, but as a millennial, I feel like the generation above me and the generation before that, they didn't quite understand unconditional love. And maybe that's just my perception because I've been surrounded by a lot of people who feel that way because their parents weren't able to give them that unconditional love. And while they were there to care for them and be there to cheer them on, my mom was always there. She cheered me on at every freaking thing I did. My mom is an amazing mom, but she did not have the capability of accepting me in my darkest times. So when you are thinking about self-love and what that truly means for you, I want you to start thinking about what unconditional means. Where are you not giving yourself full, true compassion and unconditional love? When you didn't get the job that you just applied for? Were you kind to yourself afterwards? How would you have spoken to a child? How would you have told your kid, your niece, your nephew, whoever it may be for you? How would you have told them that it was okay that they didn't get the job and to keep going and that it was practice and that they get to keep moving forward and the right thing is going to come for them and that it's okay? And that's just one example. Maybe you have an addiction. I know I struggle with drinking. I drink a lot. It's sometimes why I don't drink because I like to drink. And when I do, and I start to pick up the habit a little bit more and a little bit more, I have a tendency to not be so unconditional with myself. I get mad, I get angry, I beat myself up. But that's not what I would do for my kids. I know that. I know that with all my heart because I have teenage daughters and that is not what I would tell them. Sweetie, I love you so much. And I just hope you can find a way to not overdrink. And I'm here to support you. And when you feel like you need to drink, I'm here to hold your hand. We can go journal. We can go for a walk. We can do this thing together. Me and you. I'm there for you. That's the way you need to start behaving towards yourself when things are not going wrong. That is when you truly unlock that unconditional love that you 100% deserve. Because I promise you this, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter what shame you feel, you are still worthy. So, so, so worthy. And I can just remind you this: shame cannot live in the light. And the more compassionate you can be towards yourself and forgiving any shame, guilt, frustrations that you feel for yourself, they can come to light and they can be released and let go. And that's how you truly, truly, truly start to manifest. Because when you learn to love yourself, you start to release all of these deep, dark emotions that are holding you stuck in where you're at. And so that's where the manifestation really starts to take place. And that's why, if you want to be able to manifest your dreams and goals and go after all the things and start taking care of yourself and working out in the morning and remembering to take bubble baths and building that confidence and really just stepping into your power, it starts with self-love, compassion and acceptance, and just all the self-worth that you have always deserved. So before I move on, I just want to remind you, if you didn't already know, I offer free coaching calls. I would love, love, love to take a free coaching call with you. If coaching is something that you've been curious about, what life coaching means, if you have goals and dreams, aspirations, and you're not sure where to start, you feel stuck in where you are, you don't know what to do next, I'm here. I can help you. I can support you. And I would love to do that. So if coaching is something you're curious about, make sure that you check the link in the show notes and we can go from there. All right, moving forward. So a couple practical tips to help you cultivate self-love. Daily affirmations are one of my favorite ways, and I know sometimes they can feel really cheesy. Standing in front of the mirror and telling yourself how beautiful and amazing and wonderful you are might might just feel really silly. It might feel cringy, but lean into the uncomfortable feelings. Lean into it because it's going to become more comfortable. And that's where magic happens. Doesn't happen inside that comfort zone, it happens outside of it. Practice forgiveness. Actively start practicing forgiveness for your mistakes and perceived flaws. One thing that I have done lately is I have a timer that goes off on my phone that will remind me I am forgiven. Mary Jo, you are forgiven. Stacy, you're forgiven. Ashley, you're forgiven. Jessica, you're forgiven. Whatever it is, girl, whatever it is, you are so forgiven. I know that because God forgives you. Whatever higher power you believe in, it's already been forgiven. So start practicing forgiveness for yourself because that will help release those frustrations, anxieties, the shame, all of that stuff. It's okay. Whatever happened in the past is in the past. You are not your past mistakes. I know that. Another tip, setting boundaries. Honoring your needs by setting healthy boundaries with others will absolutely show you self-love. And if you're curious about how to set boundaries, check out the last episode all about how to set boundaries and how that will help you manifest your goals. Another thing that I really, really love is mindfulness. Take time to check in with yourself throughout the day. Notice how you're feeling. Notice if you're being critical. Notice things that trigger you and the thoughts that arise when you are triggered. Are those thoughts things that you would be saying to a child? Are they supportive? Are they helping guide you in the right direction? If they're not, sit down. Think about what you would say to a child. What would you say to reshape that so that they would feel empowered and confident and know that they are so loved and so supported? And then do that for yourself. And the last tip I'm going to give you is to read the 5 love languages. Now, this might be helpful if you're working to improve your relationship with someone you love, or maybe consider reading it for yourself. Learn what your love language is. Figure that out so that you can give that support for yourself. I'll link that book in the show notes. It was absolutely one of my favorite books, not only because I learned what my husband needed from me to feel loved and supported, but I learned so much about myself. And the crazy thing is that my love language has so shifted throughout the years. But it's kind of crazy to think that actually it hasn't shifted. So, and I'll just kind of quick little story here. So when I first did the 5 love languages and read about it and took the quiz, it was words of affirmation, which made a lot of sense. Through time, I've come to find out that my actual love language is physical touch. And that's like getting hugged and kissed and loved. And it's crazy because I fought this for so long and I don't know why. I think it was because I wanted to protect myself. My family, they're just not lovers. They're lovers. But they're not like big huggers. They're not touchy-feely, all of that. I always wanted to cuddle and my mom didn't like it at all. And that hurt like as a kid, and I think I didn't know that at the time. And so what I did to protect myself as a kid is I would pretend that I didn't like being cuddled. And so one of my very first boyfriends through college, I'd be like, don't touch me. I don't like you. I don't like cuddling, like yuck. And I pushed away that connection, even though it was something I truly wanted. I didn't even know I wanted it because it was a protection mechanism. So, fun little side story. But that's when you start to like really learn to love yourself. You understand what you really need and what you really want. You start to understand what your brain's doing to protect you and keep you safe. So think about that. Read the 5 love languages. Understand what it is that you need for yourself. If it's words of affirmation, stand in front of the mirror every day and remind yourself how amazing you are. Don't seek validation from other people. Seek it from yourself. If hugs are what you need, if that's what shows you true love, hug yourself. Put your arms around yourself and just sit there and like rub your shoulders. Go get do self massages, do things like that that will help you feel supported and loved. If quality time is your love language, give yourself that quality time. What does that mean for you? And maybe take it a step further. Let the person you love know what your love language is so that they can support you in that way and help guide you along your own self-love journey. Now that my husband knows what my self-love language is, or wow, self-love language, say that 10 times fast. Now that he knows that that's my love language, he can support me so much more. When I'm feeling sad, he can grab my hand. He knows that that's what I need. When I am happy and I'm excited about something, he can give me a hug and say, I'm proud of you, because he knows like a hug and words of affirmation, like that's all he has to do to turn a girl on. Anyways, hopefully this was helpful. I love you with all of my heart. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've been around, you've been listening to these episodes, I just want to say thank you so much. You're amazing. I love you. Thanks for supporting the podcast. If you're tuning in just barely, hopefully you enjoyed this. Thank you for tuning in and share it with a friend. Hopefully you can spread the love with me, just trying to build a positive community for women to grow and become the person that they've always, not even the person that they want to be, the person that they've always meant to be by stepping into their power. And that's something that I feel over the past 8 years I've truly been working on doing, and that I feel confident that I'm actually capable of being that person that I'm supposed to be, being able to step into that and help coach people and share these messages. And so, if that's something you're looking to do, whether that be, just trying to get healthy, or whether you're trying to build a relationship with your spouse that's better than it has been, or become a better parent, or you're just wanting to, grow a business, or, build your career, become more confident, I would love to support you in that. And I absolutely, absolutely know that the coaching tools I have learned over the past few years have helped me. And I'd love to share those with you. So if that's something you're interested in, book a free coaching call. I'll share the link in the notes. If this podcast was helpful, leave a good review. Make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell thing. Well, actually, yes, on YouTube, you can hit the bell on YouTube, because then it will notify you when it comes up. If you're on Spotify, leave a comment. Let me know how this episode supported you. Share it with a friend, all the things. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful day. Mwah.